Hello, dear friends, my lovely audience. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow with the East-West with G&E TV. The summer is almost to the end. We are almost there, talking about the Chinese American Film Festival and the Chinese American Television Festival on the 14th anniversary, right? So each single year of the past years, we were so successful with both the film festivals and the television festivals. This year, on the 14th anniversary, I believe the success going to be enlarged quite substantially. To get prepared, to be prepared, to get into the mood of celebrating the 14th anniversary, we started to pay attention to lots of filmmakers, including young filmmakers. When I say filmmakers, I want to stretch the fabric too much to cover almost everything. To the top end, I want to cover everybody living, and to the bottom end, I want to cover, well, as young as my guest, John Lin from New York. Miss John Lin is a filmmaker, new in the industry, young in the industry, but she looks to me, she is ready. She is very ready. So that's why, as one of the shows in talking about the Chinese American film and the Chinese American television festivals, I have her come here on the show. So John Lin, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me to the show.
Very good, very good. You came from New York. You just
Yeah.
landed a few minutes ago.
Yes, just a few minutes ago, so that long way, fly all the way from New York City to Los Angeles.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm touched. I'm touched. To have flown for 3.5 hours all the way from New York to Los Angeles to come here to be sitting next to me talking about Chinese American Film Festival. That's really something to mention. Right? So how come? Where did you hear about the Chinese American Film Festival?
It's been around like for years because I went to learn the journalism in my school, and there's some like film student in our like institution, and they told me about this festival. Although I was just a journalist student at that time, I have like a highly interested about it after graduation into the film industry. So I want to like maybe enroll or be part of it, this festival. Because it's very meaningful for like the Chinese.
Which school did you go?
Syracuse University.
Huh?
Syracuse University.
I see. All right.
Upstate New York. Yeah.
And in the majoring of journalism, you tilt yourself to filmmaking.
Yeah,
Am I
sort
right?
of. Yeah.
Or in other words, or otherwise, you jump from.
Yeah, a jump, kind of
You
jump.
All right.
Yeah.
We call it a jump. That's better,
Yeah.
better, right? Okay. Why you jump?
Because I worked in a live broadcast before, and it's very interesting. I really enjoy like storytelling, but I think that in the news storytelling is not enough for me. I like more vivid images, so
see.
kind of jump to like film production. It kind of like make my dream come true because when I was young, I really wanted to be a producer.
We started for only 2.5 minutes. You sound already a girl of a challenging mind to me.
Oh, really?
So, do that depicts you correctly? What?
You mean
Did that describe you correctly?
Yes.
You are. You're a girl of a challenging mind.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
Guangzhou.
Guangzhou. And how long have you been here in the United States?
3 years.
3 years. For 3 years, you speak perfect English already. I can tell you, you do speak perfect English.
Thank you.
Where did you learn?
In school?
In school, I know. In schools or schools, right?
Schools, yeah.
Schools.
My undergrad is like English major.
I see. Very good. You do speak excellent English, considering the time length you stayed here only for 3 years. For that, I believe that, here's almost a principle. In making film, in getting into the film industry, people must have a sensitive mind.
Yes.
And a sensitive mind, meaning that you must be a quick learner. If it takes you 20, it takes, if it takes 20 years to learn something, better do something else, not films. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, it's time that comes to your personal story. Tell us something about yourself, please, so that we want to understand what kind of a filmmaker we are talking about and what kind of a life story that she can bring us.
I have a lot of story in my life. But
Oh, you have a lot of stories.
If I want to pick,
because you have led a lengthy life.
yeah,
right?
pretty long. So I will pick film. I was born in like a Guangdong province. Province. So when I was young, I have no idea what I want to do. So after the higher education examination, so I kind of like into like an English major because I'm thinking about maybe in the future I want to be like a writer or script writer. So I think maybe English is like a very important foundation for me. So yeah. So after that, finished my undergrad degree. I kind of got a chance by my professor recommendation to a television station to be like a production assistant in a live broadcast.
I see.
Yeah, they were very intense because I work kind of like a
live broadcast. That
Yeah.
time you were in front of the camera.
No,
or behind camera?
behind the camera.
You
I
were
prefer the
behind
job.
cameras.
I prefer the job behind the camera.
Did you realize it was almost a waste for you to stay behind cameras?
No,
Talking about your face and the way you talk?
nope. I don't think so.
And then at least it will open another window that will sometimes make you to the front of the camera.
My friend, they have kind of like very interesting, like photography exhibition. They kind of asked me to be the model of their kind of like their work, but I don't have no interest in like working like behind, like in front of the camera.
You have no ambition to work in front of the camera.
Yes.
Even though you seem to be qualified.
Maybe, but I
Good.
prefer like doing behind the camera
That's
because
good.
the work is more challenging for me.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. In your life, what was or had been the happiest moment, and also what is the saddest moment?
Happiest moment. For right now, I have a lot of happiest moments, so I cannot pick the happiness moment.
The happiest moment.
Yeah, but I will pick like one happy moment I like to share about recently. It is I kind of done a job in a live broadcast before. No, in a film production before. So we kind of like, because it's my first short film I kind of worked with, so I kind of knew, very rookie at that time, but I kind of like organized all the resources, like reach out for the video editor and also like contact the writer, because as a producer you have to like maintain the relationship between like these different departments to let them like work together. Yes, so I kind of done this job when I was done my first like short film. So it kind of made me so I have gained a very great achievement. So it kind of made me in my mind I want to be a film producer in the future. Yes.
All right. Okay. And what was your saddest moment?
Saddest
that
moment.
make you cry, or almost, well, more than even worse than crying?
Yeah, I do. I did have that kind of moment. Is that
You did not or did not?
I did.
You
I did have that.
What was that? Or
You
give
know-
us an example.
You know, like in a lot of time that like
Don't feel bad. I'm testing water. For me, I do not only want to know the depth of water, I need to know how wide the water is, how long the water is. I will need to know the puddle of water, how big that is.
Okay.
So I'm asking questions in a strange way. As a matter of fact, it's quite normal. What was your saddest moment? Unhappy, call it that way.
unhappy moment. It is that like we prepare like for a long time. We want to doing something. Like we prepare for a long time to doing like a documentary film series. So we done a lot of researches, and we also like that kind of like found the perfect company that work with us. But at the last minute, someone said that they want to quit that, they want to change the pitches, they want to change another thing to do that because the budget is not enough. I think it's quite usual, like for the film industry, but it's still sad for me because I put a lot of like effort and energy and time to working on that. And yeah, my boss told me to get used to it. Yeah, but I cannot. But I cannot because it's just like looking at my baby like dying in front of you, and you cannot do anything.
Of course, looking at your age, though, I'm not expecting to see any kind of a sad moment. I like what we see, Gone with the Wind, that kind of thing, right? So I'm just touching water about the range from A to B, the range.
Yeah, try me.
I mean, in order to understand the position for film producing, I really want to help you find out who you are.
Yeah.
Right? And what have you been? And your parents?
Oh, my parents, like my mom is like.
What do they do?
My mom does a job as accountant. An accountant. So she wants she really wants me to do a job as her because it's very stable. Yeah. And my father.
Your father?
Is like a businessman.
Yeah. Successful or fumble a lot?
I have no idea how to describe it because I don't ask them about this sort of thing.
Is he rich?
No, I don't think so.
All right, he's fumbling. Very good, very good. Another word, you describe yourself a regular or average Chinese girl, came from Guangdong of China, who are here for 3 years only. Due to, however, her interest in filmmaking and due to her talented mind, which is so challenging, which is sensitive to new stuff, you are learning fast, such as the language, you can override it with extra freedom. And you pick the filmmaking as your major business, so on and so forth. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, my dear friends, today with me is a new friend, however, a young friend, and of course you are all talking about the future, right? So you do sometimes, when you have minute, you do have to look around for people, for newcomers, for the new merge in the film industry, in the filmmaking industry. I consider myself one of them, but I'm getting old, right? So we always want to keep on getting new supplies, right? Supply may not be the word, however, means hope, right? In touching base with her, John Lin, a New York graduate, heading Los Angeles, namely Hollywood, for her opportunity, and also in the preparation for the Chinese American Film Festival and Television Festival on the 14th anniversary. This whole series of interviews shall include all kinds of people from all angles. Today, with John Lin is one of them. So let's take a short moment out, since that in the segment number 1, we touched base with her almost all categories. I know who she is, and I believe that I helped her realize who she is. Then, with that, every ground cleared, we come back for second segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audience. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West with the G&E TV. We all know that November is coming. November, we have two things. One of the major things in the nation, we're talking about the election, the midterm election, and one of the things professionally, we're talking about the overall Chinese American Film Festival and the Chinese American Television Festival. Used to be a Los Angeles event. Nowadays, no, not Los Angeles event. It's a whole world event because you have people coming from all directions, from all cities, major cities. For example, now I have a little young girl coming to me. Her name is John Lin, a filmmaker, only too young. Right. I'm not looking down upon you. I would should take being young as one advantage, at least over me. Right, good. Now, filmmaking is quite a challenging job, right? And do you realize how challenging it is?
Yes.
It is,
Yeah.
right? And in filmmaking, producer is the first one that started the whole mess.
Yes.
If I may call it a mess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want you to describe to me how complicated a producer job is and how complicated her position or his position is by playing the beginner of the mess, if I may call it a mess. Well,
Yes.
of course, mess sometimes means success, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to describe it to let my audiences know, in her mind, she knows how much of the business. Please.
Yeah, like for beginning the mess is like someone all of a sudden, like for example, like John has some ideas to want to like make a film first. So he has kind of ideas and he reached me, said, oh, John, I want to have an idea. I want to make a movie. I said, okay, here you go. If you want to make a movie, you have to.
Louder for the record,
Yes,
please? Yeah.
and then you have to like find like someone, like maybe investor, to have interest to invest your film because making a film needs a lot of money. So we need to find how this person, maybe John will find this investor by himself, but if not, maybe we can help them to find an investor. After the investor goes, maybe the investor has some decision to decide how the story goes. So in that case, like John does not like that, we have to persuade like both ways. How we find a balance point between like each other, and then and the next part is to find the actor and actress, and then the location. And after location, like if it involved with like international shooting, so we have to find some like international crew, like maybe like New York, my parents' crew, finding some local people that are working there. And we have to send some people over there to look at the job because different unit, they have different like shooting style. We have to maintain everything is in coincidence, right? Yeah. And after all this done that, during the shooting, if something happened like plan changes or director all of a sudden has some ideas or we want to change the plan, we have to figure out how to find a balance point between the director.
Your life, by the way, your life, have you ever experienced the diaper change?
Diaper change.
Do you know diaper change?
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah,
for a baby, right?
Yeah.
For the baby.
So sometimes you have to change the diaper
yeah,
as a producer.
Yeah,
you know that,
I think I'm more like a babysitter. Yeah, babysitter all the time, babysitting all the
right,
people.
good.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So you're aware of that.
Yeah,
very
aware
good,
of that.
very
Yeah.
good. And you kind of described a lot of the different categories or areas of film producing, though. And of course, what you always talk about the very end, right? In the very end, film. Okay, let's put it this way: script and money.
Yes.
Right? These are the twos that started the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That started the whole mess. You're the one picking up the film, which is the script, and pick up the money, which is the sales that you pitch yourself, right? Something like that. In between the two, which in your mind comes first?
For me, is the story.
Is the story.
Yes.
If
the story
is
is not selling, what's the point to like make them? Yeah. If the story is really terrible, what's the point to make them at the first place?
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's a That's a really, really good take. I know what is important. I know story is important, but to have the same word out of your mouth, though, I'm not going to ask your age. I'm just play by rule, right? And that surprises me. That really surprises me, because nowadays, when people, okay, I give you an example that will probably shock you.
Okay, I'm listening right
Some
now.
of the Chinese famous actors, because they are famous, they are dragging in to the shooting for somehow 16 seconds. All right?
And they,
Now, okay, for the 16 seconds, as long as she agrees to face camera, it doesn't matter what she talks about. So the direction given by director was that you keep your mouth busy for 16 seconds, that's it. Here's the paycheck. Right? So you know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That means money comes first. When there is money, nothing matters, something like that, right? So is that something, when for you to pick up the script first, story first, is something in your mind, or is something that you learned in school as the trend of the business?
I think, like from a perspective, I know like everyone like needs to make a living, like money. Everyone needs to paycheck.
I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you can make a living by yourself, like it's not very rich, just enough for your living, so you can pick whatever you want. Some people, they just like make their choice. They want to make a big money, big fortune, but some people they are not, because I believe that there's some kind of like group of people, they still want to make good story, want to make good films, even though they are not making any money at all, but still want to make it, because it's kind of like that work that you can live forever. Maybe in the future, maybe in the 30 years after, your children or maybe your kind of like ancestor, like talking about what did you do in the past, and they will like Google it maybe sometime, and they will find that there's like excellent job you have done before. It kind of make me remind you, oh, you're such like a nice like film producer, like filmmaker, doing this. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, good. Is that a concept just representing yourself, or it does represent the majority of you young people?
I think some of my generation, we think about this one. Yeah, because we have kind of some like
That's quite something
we have
new.
we are our unique like
That's quite
aesthetic.
something new.
Yeah.
That's quite something new. And this morning, I was in a Chinese restaurant doing my doujiang. You know doujiang,
yeah,
right?
I know.
Okay. And on this big screen, there is a film, of course, a big one. And I looking at that, I estimated about the cost, right? It was something of no time, no location, no summer, no anything, and just joke after joke after joke after joke. By joking, they are not making the joke itself. For example, for a person to fall in a funny way, that's a joke itself, right? That will cause people to laugh. That kind of jokes all filled the 15 minutes that I was working on my doujiang, right? And all of a sudden, somebody flies, and then somebody kicks somebody, and this somebody being kicked flies.
Okay.
Well, the versus the gravity whatsoever thing. I told myself, and now that today I'm going to interview Zhang Lin, I was going to ask her this question, right? If somebody gives you money, enough money to play like that, to do that, will you be happy?
No.
Will you call yourself successful? What?
No, I think for me it's not very happy. Like if maybe my partner wants to do that.
They pay you a good job. I mean, they pay you good money.
Yes,
And the product sells quite so well. And well, you can be famous. So as a filmmaking though, as a producer, I was prepared to ask you, this is exactly what I was asking, going to ask you. Do you call that a success, or you want to be successful in a way like that?
I think we can put it in like in two ways. Like first, like if I did accept this job, like making a film like this, maybe I will get famous. I will get more resources. Once if I get more resources, and maybe I will become very famous, maybe I can get more investors invest me, so I can make a very beautiful excellent movie in the next time. So it's not.
You know what I would do?
Yeah.
I would commit suicide.
Yeah,
You know why? You know
second
why?
thing, yeah.
On one hand, I do swear to God, love the money.
Yeah.
I would do anything for the money. And all right? And this is the one pushing from one end. On the other, I would never do that thing
Yes.
as my product in my name.
Yeah.
It has to go over my dead body.
I totally understand.
That's what I believed since little. Now I have the money to encourage me to go betray myself, and now I have the job to do that betray myself. So, well, during the struggle, I would probably.
Yeah, that's my
suicide.
second point is that I will not accept it because
Very
if,
good.
if like they're very very low and I cannot accept it because I have
Very
my
good.
unique like
All
I have
right.
my own.
The first
aesthetic
segment,
style.
I told you that I like the way you express yourself. The second segment, I seem to see some common grounds.
Yeah,
Well, even though we're talking about gaps, right? Okay.
I don't think we have gap here, so
very
don't
good.
think you're 21, so we
All right.
already here like forever 21.
All right,
so.
let's take a short moment now. We will be back, please. Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to a serious discussion between an old timer and a new merge in the film industry. In the heat of preparing the Chinese American Film Festival and the Chinese American Television Festival on the 14th anniversary, today the interview is to Miss John Lim, new graduate from New York, and she is here looking for opportunities. And as her first encounter, she is here with me, who is asking lots of hard questions. Right? And welcome back to the show. By the way, do you like the hard questions?
Yeah, I like challenging.
You like that, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, and let's go even harder. Okay, now, as somebody who walks out of school, getting into the society, you feel like swimming in the society already, or you stay yourself dry looking around? By looking around, I mean you don't know where to go. By swimming in the water means that you really find your project. You started getting on it already. So where are you?
Swimming in the pool right now.
Huh?
Swimming.
You're swimming already.
Yeah.
How come you're swimming already?
Because I have already found what I want to do, what I want to dedicate in the future. Yeah, I kind of understand it, kind of driving around, no idea what to do, but I kind of find what I want to do in the future. Yeah, as like a production. Yes, yeah.
All right. You get yourself wet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sort
Right.
of
You're
like
not
that.
actually swimming in a project already, right? You just, dig yourself in water, you get yourself wet.
Yes,
Right?
sort of like
Something
that.
like that, right? Okay, now, to look around, and I believe I remember last year at the same time, also in their interview, talking about the Chinese American Film Festival, talking about the trend of nowadays films. As a new filmmaker, as a new merge of the filmmaking industry, do you find yourself satisfied with the way where a film goes, or you feel that you can make some difference? Understand? Make sure you understand the question.
Understand. As for making the difference, I don't think I have the kind of like power right now. But I sure maybe I can make it very
No.
subtle.
I'm not talking about you actually have the power to make difference. And I'm only focusing on the fact that you are determined that someday, somehow, you're going to make a difference.
Yeah, for sure. But for right now, I cannot. But maybe a subtle. But I
In
want
other
to
words, my
try
question
to do it.
is that looking around at the productions that are selling, are you satisfied? If somebody asks you,
No.
I would say, if you would say, somebody asks you, say, yeah, had I have the money, I would make it better. Right? I would do something better if I had the money, something like that. That means you're not satisfied with the status quo.
Yes, right now I'm not very satisfied.
You're not satisfied?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Why you're not satisfied?
You mean the whole world or just the?
I mean Hollywood film.
Hollywood film. It's too many heroes. Too many heroes being
Too many
in here,
heroes. Yeah, too many heroes.
And too much cliche right now.
Too much cliches.
Yes,
All
right
right.
now. Yeah.
Too many heroes. Okay, good.
Kind of get bored every time you get into the cinema, and every time you watch the Hollywood film, they kind of like represent the same value. They kind of like deliver the same messages. Very boring.
All right.
Like because I know some people say that like they want to deliver very diversified messages, but they are not. They are maybe changing some diversified actor actress, but it's not for the messages.
I believe that at your age, you're not seeing lots of old film. But at schools, especially when film students at schools, they are provided with lots of old films.
Yeah.
Right? As your study, as your project. Okay? All right. Can you give me some of good old film, name just one, and some brand new big sale films that you do not like,
Okay.
right? So I want different examples. Can you?
I think the one I like is Falling Angel. Falling Angel.
Fallen Angels.
Yes, by Wong Kar-wai. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
my favorite one. Yeah. My least favorites. Let me think. Yeah, it's like a very big hit movie right now called Crazy Rich Asians. I don't like that.
Crazy what?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay. All right, let's focus on Hollywood film, right? Okay.
That's not the, yeah.
Let's forget the Chinese films. Let's say, I'll give you some films, okay? I'll give it. Let's find out. You tell me, do you like Avatar?
Avatar?
Do you still recall Avatar?
No.
You don't remember Avatar?
Oh yeah, Avatar. I remember. Yeah.
Do you remember that, right?
Yes, I remember that.
Do you like it?
Nope.
Why?
I know the effect is very great, but not my type. Yeah.
Why? Why not your type?
Because it's talking about like a human kind of like rescue or save the whole life from another planet. Very cliche Hollywood style story. Yeah. Oh, the one I really like recently is the Getaway. It is a film by the Africa American, like whole crew, like whole shooting crew is African American.
Which one?
Get a lot of time. It's called Getaway. I cannot remember the name.
I probably.
Yeah, it's like kind of a horror movie, but you have like, a lot of meaning inside this one. Yeah.
Okay. I know why you dislike Avatar. To be honest with you, I don't like it either.
Wow.
I don't like it either. I just want to share with you why I dislike it. You in school, back in school, you guys all learn how to write a script, right?
Yeah, because because
Script writing.
because I'm learning.
You do have the credit on school.
No.
Script writing.
No,
Do you?
no, I don't
No.
have.
Or script reading.
No, I have the credit for storytelling.
Or storytelling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, storytelling is script writing, right? Storytelling is script writing, and script writing is only a way to tell a story. That's it,
Yeah.
right? So, all right.
The key is the same, but the represent way is a little bit different.
All
Yeah.
right. So, how do you weigh? How do you weigh if you have a choice? Right. If you have the choice between to tell the story in the average way, however, story understood, and to tell the story, there's no story, to tell something that you want to call a story in a very splendid way, right? And the story was not understood. However, it sells because people fly, right?
Okay.
And because something explodes, because the sound effect. So between the two, where do you choose?
I would pick the first one.
You pick the first.
Easy because it's very hard to tell people a very regular story in a very nice way, very unique way. It's very hard. Yeah. Around nowadays, like it's very hard for people to maybe understand what is the film is talking about. And some people, maybe like a regular love story, people will think they're very boring. Every time saying some same plots, same thing. But if you're talking a very regular story in a very like unique way, or in your own perspective, the audio will kind of think, wow, that's what we want to see. Yeah.
In other words, you at your generation, what you're talking about, what you're telling me, does that represent majority of your age, or it is only you who look at it that way? I asked you a question a while ago, the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think part of, not all of them, because their people have their different like viewpoint to making their like own story. So I cannot represent all of them, but part of like my friends and I know some filmmakers, they have the same ideas.
Have you ever played the video game?
Yeah.
Shooting?
No, I don't play video
Okay.
game.
Have you seen people shooting?
Yes.
Right? Play video games shooting. No. Have you ever, for a moment, thought or asked yourself, why shoot at him?
Because
You know what I'm asking? You really, in between shooting and being shot, there must be a story, right?
Yeah.
There must be a reason why this guy is being shot, why you play the guy shooting, right?
Yeah.
Or let me do it vice versa. Have you ever seen a video game where the players play the guy shot? And in the video, there is a gun aiming at you, right? You move yourself around to try to not get shot, right? Have you seen that kind of film?
Yeah. No.
No, right?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Why not? Those are the questions people of my generation are asking. Anything has to have a story, right? Why am I playing somebody being shot to entertain the guy in the screen? Because it doesn't have a story,
Yes.
right? In reality, a human being do not think that way. All right. Now, on the other hand, why are we shooting at the characters in the screen, but without a story? The same thing. You get to my point?
Yes.
I'm not teaching you. I'm just trying. I'm so anxious to get the common language, to get same understanding out of you young people, because we're dying. We're too old. We're dying. We want to make sure the legacy goes on, right? So I'm asking these two different games. Keep different games in mind.
Okay.
Always think about it. Why we don't play the target, right? Because no story. And then, do you see story the other way? You don't see story either, right? However, it is game being played. That is the world. That is nowadays world. And the same thing if you stretch to cover the film industry, though, you do see the same, exactly the same. People are fighting for no story at all.
Yes.
All right, very good. Today, my dear friend, I'm happy. I'm happy to see that young filmmakers are growing. They are. I smell a little different taste from post 80. They are post 90. They are different from post 80 and even post 70, right? So I want to still find more. Let's take a little moment out. We come back for more for the final pitch. Stay with us. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. My dear fellow film lovers. I'm a film lover. That's why I talk a lot about a lot of films. Good films I remember for a lifetime. Bad films I do remember for 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Well, that's longer than a fish. As well. Fish remembers only 5, 6, 7 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Right, good. With me today is my new friend who came from New York. Her name is John Lim. She claimed herself to be a new merge of filmmaking and film producers. That is to say, I'm getting excited. And of course, we do want to see new supply of filmmakers to the industry. And yet, I'm a little worried. You're talking about post 90. Well, look at the face, right? Post 90, she's younger, even younger than my younger son, right? So, okay, so that triggers me asking those hard questions. I must say, my dear audience, thank God all those answers fall in the ballpark. That make me feel more and more comfortable as we talk, right? So, John Lin, let's do the final thing. Okay. You don't have to go along with me. You understand? You can argue with me.
Okay, I will.
Yeah,
I will try.
You can disagree. You can argue, unless you do find a common ground with me, which is better. I like that, right? Okay, now, there is such an argument. One says, one hold doctrine to believe that film is a film. Film is only a film. It has no burden, no extra job to do in terms of telling people what to do, telling people what not to do. And the other school still believe until these days, that films are entertainment. They entertain people, however, they do it in a positive way. Negativities are denied, not accepted. At least our young people should learn something positive from it, one way or the other. So in other words, you entertain, you educate, right? And the first group say, you entertain, you feel free. So at your age, your generation, you guys out of school though, which school, which doctrine do you hold on to? You know my question?
Yes.
You know the question, right?
I know the question, but it's pretty normal to maintain two for nowadays. Because some people, they want to see some educational movie, but someone want to take watch some like very entertainment movie. Like, for example, like if I having a very bad time right now, maybe I break out with someone, so I don't want to see any like educational movie. At the moment, I just want to wanted to watch some like very cheesy movie, want to entertain myself. I think that's like a market over there. There's the reasons why there's a lot of like entertainment movies.
There's a
over
little something I would like to put it as a prerequisite for our discussion.
Yeah.
Prerequisite for our discussion.
Okay.
I'm not talking about there is any kind of education film,
Okay.
right? Or criticism film,
Okay.
or eulogy film, or appraisal film. I'm talking about just a film that tells a story.
Okay.
If you happen to learn to feel positive, to get a positive message from the story, that's your extra gain, right? Okay, that is the thing. In other words, you are in it before you realize, right?
Yeah.
You in it before you realize, right? So that is the one, if you call it education films or a film that can educate you, it's your freedom, but there's no such education film.
Okay.
Yeah, okay? Okay, so in between A and B, school A and school B, where do you think you stand?
If I have to must have to pick one, I will pick A.
A.
Yeah.
You'll pick A.
Yeah.
All right, good. I don't blame you because when you pick A, you think about film as totally, it is something as an instrument that you use it totally to entertain people.
I think A is not entertain. B is the entertain one.
No. Oh, yeah, wish you switch. Yeah. A, let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
A group. Okay, both A and B confirming that that films are entertaining.
Yeah.
All right. So entertain is a universal word
Yes.
between this A and the two. Only A believes it's the total entertain. Total entertain has nothing to do with the society,
Okay.
with the education, with whatsoever, with the religion, with nothing. Right? B says yes, it is entertaining, but only you entertain people in a positive way. So where do you think? I'm not talking about where John Lin thinks.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about John Lin and her group. When I say your group, I'm talking about young people, young makers, your age.
I will pick B.
B.
Yeah.
Oh,
Since I fully
B.
understand your question right now.
Yeah, B. All right, B. I believe everybody heard that. Post 90, in between the choices of A and B, tends to pick up a B instead of A. And that exactly is where, or what worries me for all these years after seeing several films that I forget about 5 or 6 minutes later. So I didn't even know who plays who, and why this person gets killed or so on and so forth, and killing is the thing. Can you tell me why you choose B?
I think.
This is harder even than the choice.
Yeah, it's very hard. Yeah. I think it's from my instinct right now. First, I would say that it's from my instinct. Yeah. I think. I believe that the movie at the first thing they need to satisfy is to entertain, and then the second is to deliver some message to the people.
Ah, deliver a message. Good.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And then the third point is when they deliver the message, and because like audience they have a different viewpoint, to see that whether they can fully understand the message the director or the script writer wanted to like make sure they receive the right messages. Yeah, because like a thousand readers have like 1,000 spheres. Yeah. So the third is very hard for all of the filmmaking people because you have no idea how the audience will think about this movie after they watch that. We are not sure about whether they receive the right message we give it to them. Maybe they will think in the wrong way. Yeah.
I give you an example. All right. If there's a story talking about extramarital relationship, right? And of course, it is the writer's freedom or the producer's freedom to make it beautiful, the film as beautiful as possible. Because even ex-marriage relationship, the out of marriage relationship is part of life. That happens every single day, right? People might do it evilly. People might do it for pure love. Well, and a married woman loves a married man. That happens all the day, right? However, you may do it as beautifully as you can. It is all the ending, right? If you let them go happily ever after, that gives you one push. Your word, you deliver one message. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. And you give an ending that they had to obey the rules of society. They had to say, honey, maybe next life, right?
Yeah.
Look at my husband, look at my children. I really can't, right? Something, that kind of ending, sad ending though, you deliver another message. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, you are probably too early to even talk about love. You're a baby. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
So, in between the two endings, which do you think you will pick to deliver your message?
Can I pick like open ending?
Open ending.
Yeah.
Ah, good. Even better.
Open ending, so people can think about. They have like
Even
a lot
better.
of like imagination. Think about whether they're good or bad. Yeah.
Open ending. Good.
We just gave A and B to them to pick, so they can think about which one is better to them.
Okay,
Yes.
good. All right, good. Even more challenging. I was thinking about it between A and B. I go A or B, either way. Well, with a C though, that's even more challenging, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, the fact that we live an A and a B and a C ending, and we even do the discussion, at least we confirm one thing: a simple story like this delivers message. Am I right?
Yeah.
That is confirmed. With that message is the thing, is the mission for filmmakers. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, totally agree.
As a new filmmaker, fresh out of school, when somebody points out or you start to feel, oh, that's the mission.
Yeah.
The mission is big and the mission is small. The mission is heavy, the mission is simple, right? That is the message.
Yeah.
So, very good. I'm very happy that, my dear friend, that we end up, namely me and a post 90, end up with another common ground, that a film has to deliver a message. So what kind of message you deliver is the task for all filmmakers. You agree?
Yeah.
Very good. We're a little over time, but we're happy. And I'll leave it to Jonathan to do the cutting. Cut more me off, because I like her position. I like most of the conversation. So my dear audiences, that starts the season for the Chinese American film and the Chinese American television celebration. And you will start to see lots of this kind of discussion. So with me, John Lim, we wrap it up for the time being. So thank you.
Thank you.